Hello, Charside.
Hi. Do I know you?
I'm Anna Delvey, bitch. I'm fucking famous.
Is that supposed to have some kind of meaning for me?
Everybody wants to interview me because I'm a German heiress and I am so fucking famous that just to see me means people want to be me, and you should be honored to talk to me.
Are you seriously asking me to tell your story? I would add music to this video, but then I'd get a copyright claim, so suck it. Hello and welcome, friends. I've Got Your Number with Tracy Vertucci. Today we are going to be discussing the case of Anna Delvey, Anna Sorokin. I know they call her Anna Sorokin, but there's actually an A at the end of her name, Sorokina. So we're going to go over her numerology, trying to figure out what makes this chick tick, right? Oh, I made a rhyme. Anyway, so as I told you in my Betty Broderick video, I'm working for this company, Aspire. I'm not sponsored by them, but I do want to give them a shout because today I am drinking my raspberry acai, which is delicious. So let me tell you about this drink. It's not like your regular energy drink that gives you this huge spike of caffeine and then it drops you with the jitters. So if I do a regular, say 200 plus milligram caffeine drink, it spikes my cortisol levels and my stress hormone, and then I start feeling like somebody dropped a house on my sister and I just have a really bad trip. This one only has 80 milligrams of caffeine and it comes from green tea and guarana. It also has calcium, vitamin C, niacin, B5, B6, B12, biotin, choline. It also has ginger root extract in there so it doesn't upset my stomach. So I dig this one because it lifts me and keeps me level and focused without doing that big spike and then I need to take a nap afterwards. So I highly recommend this. This is Aspire. You can get it at Sam's Clubs, check Target, Walmart, stores in your area and see who carries it. So that being said, let's move on. So if you haven't watched Inventing Anna, I don't want to spoil this for you, but most people who have Netflix have probably watched it by now. I heard about her a while ago and I didn't take much of an interest because I didn't realize that she had as much effect as she actually did. So what we're going to do is break down her numerology. I'm going to look at her geometry and see what was going on. So let's get started, shall we? So I was over here just chatting away, not recording. All right. So Anna Vadimovna Sorokina was born January 23rd, 1991. That gives her a life lesson number of a 44, which is an 8. 4 of Cups. So to me, anytime you get double numbers, it does give it a master number feel, right? Anything it's double the hard work. It's double, when you work it right, it's double the rewards, okay? Double the challenge, double everything, all right? So her soul number was a 41, which is a 5. This is your Ace of Cups. Her outer personality and the way that she expressed is a 48, which is a 3, 8 of Cups. And her path of destiny was an 89. So you've got your strength and your hermit, which would then break down to a 17, the star. Okay, pretty telling there too. Let's just chat about this 44, okay? So what are the challenges with the 44? Well, anybody who works in 8, this is abundance, power. It's 8s are here to be their own boss. They are here to make money, to learn abundance of the soul. They also judge how well that they're doing by how many toys that they have, their actual physical abundance, material wealth, okay? They can learn harsh lessons about money by losing everything and having to regain it, like Martha Stewart. There's a number of people that have done this. When you get that 44, This means 4s are hard work. 4s mean you have to build a stable foundation, structure, stability, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 1 to 5 and then falling back. Because these people skip steps in wanting to get from 1 to 5, they tend to fall back, having to start over. But the lesson in there is sometimes they don't shift their stance and try it a different way. They keep doing the same thing over and over, falling back every time and not learning the lesson, and just keep doing it that way. So some people, if they get that lesson, they're your hard workers, they follow the steps, they build their foundations, they create their wealth, right? But do you see in this card, you see that there's a cut being offered, but this person is apathetic. They're looking down at the ground, they're, whatever, you know, and they're not looking at the opportunities that are being offered to them. They're so busy being caught up in their rut of doing the same shit the same way all the time and not learning that they don't see their opportunities, right? So that's working that in the negative. What is a -8? A -8, abuse of power, sabotaging success, having a good opportunity being offered to them and them screwing it up. Basing their self-worth on physical things and material things. What's the negative qualities of 4s? Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, skipping steps, squandering their energy, terminally living out of a suitcase, not building a firm foundation, no food in the cupboards, no stable home. So lack of everything that you need in order to succeed. So right now, my personal year is in a 4. I'm in a 4. I know I have to work double this year. I have to work where last year, you know, I'm creating all of my crystal art and this and that, 'cause I'm in a creative year. This year, I know I'm going to be working my ass off because I'm building more foundations. It's more structured. It's organization. It's hard work. It's not all about all the creative stuff anymore. You know, it's on the back burner for now. So this one, you've got double 4s. You have to work extra hard. Will you succeed? Yeah. But if you decide that that work isn't for you, that's where your challenge comes in. So that is her life lesson based on her birthday. Her soul number is a 41-5. Okay, well, 5s are quick studies. They learn things really quick. They're smart, but they get bored. They don't want the day-to-day shit. They need their freedom. They don't like to be told what to do. They also love drama. So if they can't get that drama through TV or books or something, they'll just create it themselves. So they'll create their own drama. Now, her outer personality and the way that she expressed was 48. Now, do you see this person here? They've got these cups that they built, but they turn their back on that and they want to see what else is out there. So say you've got a job that's paying you. That's all well and good, but maybe I want something more. This doesn't suit me, so I'm going to see what else is out there. Anyway, sorry, my daughter's texting me. However, this is a 48, okay? So you've got the 4 with the structure. You've got the 8 that needs that abundance, right? But then you've got the 3. Now, the 3 is your expression. So if you've got that 4 and that 8 that's more structured and that 3 that's more off in the clouds, that can make you a master manipulator if you choose to use it that way. Who had this number? Tisha Stauk has a 48. Her life lesson's a 48-3. No, she's a 33-6. Her destiny was a 48-3. If you choose to use it this way, you turn your back on everything that you know that works and just decide that you're going to go a different route, okay? Now, here's the deal, though. Her path of destiny, she wanted to be a star. This is what she wanted. She just wants to be famous. She wants to be a star. She had all the makings to build all this herself, but she chose to not take that 9 of learning from mistakes. She chose to not take that, okay? The strength that's built from hard work, right? Wisdom, nope. She just wanted to be famous, apparently. Here's where I have questions. Okay. So I'm looking at her geometry, her first 27 years of life. Her overall block is a 30. Okay, breaks down to a 30. And this is based on her name at birth. She just kind of lived in this fantasy world. All right. So she's creating her storybook fantasy reality. It's a 30. It's a 3. So what is she doing? She's learning how to manipulate. She's learning how to create the story the way she wants it. Not necessarily the truth. Okay. So at what point does she become this pathological liar? Right? It's in her first 27 years. All right. So at what point does this happen? Her first is 0 to 9. She's in a magician. She's a 1, right? She's got a lot of 1s in her name. So she's creating this reality. Then 9 to 18. She's in temperance. She's in a 5. All right. This is learning in this, and I think if you work this temperance in the wrong way, you have to try to blend the fire and the water to make steam, not put each other out, right? She's learning how to work it. Work people, work it, right? Not work people. Then she's in that till 27. And now she's right back to this magician number again with her A, all right? It's very self-involved, but how much of this, and I really do want your opinion on this, how much of this was her out to get people and how much of this was her believing her own lies? At what point did she create this fantasy that she was this heiress, who had all of this money, that her father had all of this money? At what point? What happened in her life, in her childhood, to create this need for this fantasy? That's my question. Because she took it to such extremes. Now that takes freaking balls of steel, in my opinion. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? I don't know. I mean, I just can't imagine what went on in her brain to be able to pull that off. And if you've watched any live interviews with her, and I encourage you to do that, watch the 60 Minutes Australia, see the way that she presents herself. This chick is stone cold narcissist. Whether she's a sociopath or a psychopath, I have no idea. But she is definitely... did she think she was going to be able to pull this shit off? Like, what was it? What was the basis of her goal? Let's discuss that. So Anna's first 16 years were spent in Russia, and then in 2007, she moved to Germany. Now, in 2007, she was in a 33, which is a 6 personal year. This is your 7 of Wands. So as you can see, there's a lot of shit coming at this person, and they're trying to stand above it. So what does that make you feel when you're in that? You got a lot of shit coming at you. It can make you feel emotional, insecure, like everybody's after you. But what is the 6? The 6 is your perfectionism, how things appear, your vision. So if you're going to change something about yourself, or you want to be something other than what you are, you tend to want to do that when you're in a 6. So here she is. She's now with a whole new group of people, girls, German girls. And apparently, according to this show, the Germans don't like the Russians very much. I don't know if that's true, though, because it's really hard in this show to tell what's real from what's not. Okay. So if she's been, looking at her fashion magazines and this and that, now she's in a place where she feels looked down upon. Now she's trying to change the way she talks. She's trying to turn more German and lose her Russian. So there's a lot coming at her, right? So double 3s now. So double emotion, double creativity, double artistic, double perfectionism, double self-doubt, double everything. Okay, that's where she's at now. And that's what's been thrust upon her. So because it's double and it's a master number, it just feels whoosh, like it's been thrown at her, right? And yeah, she's 16. And 16-year-olds, I have a 16-year-old. Teenage years just suck anyway. And I don't know. We don't know what happened up until then because there's really no information out there. And if you listen to her talk, she's about as goddamn vacuous as they come. Like everything is, it's like, how the fuck, how does she even pull this off? You know, it freaks me out. Like with that freaking giggle, I don't know. Anyways, and I'm just going off of the real person. I'm not going off of Julia Garner's portrayal of her. I'm talking about the real girl. So that's what was happening in 2007. So now we're rebuilding, like we're recreating a new version of her. So I don't know what her family was like. And I also, because I don't know if the family was really interviewed, it's hard to tell, but it doesn't sound like she had a good relationship with her mother. But who knows, right? It's so hard to tell. I'm not getting that maternal vibe at all from her. Like she had a good role model there. Where does one learn to be such a master manipulator? Was she born with it or was she created? That's the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath, right? Where did she learn this behavior and who did it come from? Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. So in 2012, Anna gets a job at a public relations firm in Germany. In 2012, she's in her 38, which is an 11. It's your Queen of Cups energy. Now, Queen of Cups, she's not a freaking softie. She knows how to work it, okay? The Queen of Cups, she's got that 8 energy, but she's also got that 3 working through her, that 3 of being able to manipulate people, being able to talk, being able to use her femininity and power to gain people, right? It's an 11, it's a master number. So she decides she doesn't want this. She goes to Paris to work as an intern for Purple magazine. So she was making some money. She had to go to New York with some money, right? So she's using this, doesn't last long, then she's on the move. So she goes to, I don't know at what point she decided that she could take whatever she's gleaned so far and go to New York. So now she's on the move. She's in her Knight of Cups, her 39. Now what's the 39? The 39, your Knight of Cups, he's your charmer. It's a 3. It's all communication. He can be a real Prince Charming or Princess Charming. They say whatever they need to say, and this is where she creates this character, Anna Delvey, all right, who she says is her mother's maiden name, which is absolutely false. So now she's created this new persona. She's a German heiress. She's got a trust fund that's coming through for her when she's 25 years old. Here's a funny part. So now she's starting to hang out with the who's who, and how does she do it? She does it by over tipping in places that she goes. So she checks into places and she over tips, making it appear that she has money. So she had to have money to be able to do that. And as she says in this interview, well, they're like, but you were tipping, so, well, you were tipping $100 bills. Well, if you're impressed by a $100 bill, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, well, in this day and age, if you really want to impress somebody, you just show them your gas receipt because clearly you're living large. But then it does make a difference because a $100 tip is a lot of money still, okay? So it's that freaking I'm better than you attitude that she had that's so weird. But it's all this manipulation. It's all this scheme because if she's tipping random people $100 bills for doing next to nothing, then clearly she's good for her hotel bill, wherever she's staying. And the word gets out, oh, clearly she's got a lot of money. She dresses well, this and that. So I think like the big question is where did she get the lump sum of money to even be able to create this? Because our money doesn't go anywhere now. If you've only got $100,000, say, that if you're tipping that much and you're buying all these clothes, that's not going to last for very long. You're buying, $5,000 to $10,000 garments, and you're doing this and that. Where that money's going to be gone in like 2 seconds. So I don't know. There's just a lot of blanks that need to be filled in here as to how she was doing this. But she did it in a way like she used her 44/8 energy to create this fantasy of who she was and where she came from, and she would stop at nothing. I mean, I have to say, had she used her mental ability, her creative ability, her 8 energy for something legit, she'd be a billionaire. She would have made it. She would have been able to do anything, but she chose to skip the step that it took in order to do it legit. And why? Why? You're going to get caught eventually. And I see these chicks on Instagram, "Oh, Anna, tell me how you did it. I so admire you." Why? So you can be in jail? Like, you want to get arrested? Like, what makes you think? How this chick got away with this, I'll never understand. There's no way to get through this. You're not going to get through this. I mean, she mastered this to the point where she could even find a way to overstay her visa without getting deported. Well, but now she's sitting in an ICE detention center, so she's going to get deported eventually, right? But right down to the last detail, instead of getting a job, you were working for a fashion magazine. Why didn't you go to the next level? Like, was work, the hard work of the 44, just so repulsive to you? Was she really going to build this foundation? Was it for the appearance? Was it for the show? Or was it real? What was her end goal? Was she just going to become bored with that reality? Or was she ever going to see what was being offered? Was she ever going to accept that next cup? Was she interested in helping anybody but herself? And as the story progresses, it doesn't seem like it. It's almost like she just dipped into this mental illness. When you start taking from the common person, what was your end game? Did you believe your lies so much to think that you can go to a foreign country and you're going to be able to get out of there? Like, are you that delusional? I don't know. I'm kind of freaked out. So I know her parents were paying her rent from the time when she first moved to Paris, that they were still paying her rent. But then when she goes to New York, she's staying with people like Billy McFarland, like from the Fire Festival. She's meeting these equal scammers. And what I always say is, like energy attracts like energy. These two are at this level. Oh, look at that. She's crashing at his place. She stays in a hotel forever because she keeps flashing $100 bills, and they never freaking get her credit card information. Like, Jesus Christ, you practically have to give a blood sample to stay anywhere now. So as we're moving through this from 2013 through 2017, she's getting away with this scam, like just grifting from place to place. And how was she doing it? I know she was getting her clothes, from other people's money. And it's hard to tell what's real and what's not, because with these really wealthy people, their appearance is more important to them than the actual principle. It's like they don't care about the principle. They just don't want to look weak. So they didn't press charges. So we don't really know the depth of how much that she took from people. We don't know, but somebody was funding her clothes. To me, she always looked like a hot fucking mess. I don't know. At least, she never combed her hair, or I'm one to talk. I don't know. Anyway, so in 2017, she is in a 43/7. Now look at this. Here's these 3 girls. They're toasting it up. They're living la vida loca, But then what happens in a 43/7? When things start going wrong? This means that the party has gone too far. One of these girls might betray the other girl. You can have trust issues. You've either fucked somebody over or they fucked you over, or both. It's gone into a degenerate lifestyle, addiction, over drinking, over partying, overindulgence. That's what goes on in a 43, right? So, spoiler alert, she manages to get herself into rehab, right? But what was the purpose of rehab? She knew how to control herself. It wasn't like she was an alcoholic. She knew how to control herself. But was it to be able to extend her stay in America without getting deported for overstaying her visa? Because she was already in trouble. She was already wanted in New York. She had stepped out on a court date. She was already wanted. So what was this? Everything she did was calculated and planned. Now, with that kind of planning power, why didn't you put it to good use? Why didn't you fucking build your shit? Like, oh, God forbid you should have to work for somebody else. What was so offensive to her about working for somebody else? What was it in her upbringing that was offensive? Did her father have to work for somebody else and it was frowned upon? What was that? That's crazy to me, okay? So we go into this 43, right? Well, now she's arrested. So that whole year, she's dealing with this betrayal, trying to figure out what she's going to do and all the people that she's having to face, everything that she's done, all that 7 energy coming at her, right? Then where does she go in 2018? Now she's in her life lesson again. Now here we are, right back at that 44-8. What is she doing in 2018? She's building her defense and being a pain in the ass. Is she seeing an opportunity to say, hey, I kind of fucked up? But no, I don't think that's what she did. No, instead, she wanted to appear powerful. Like, I could have done this. She didn't want to hear that she was a failure. No, I could have done this. There's no reason why I couldn't have done this. And who cares if I fuck some people over along the way? She even says in an interview on 60 Minutes that he said something, I'm paraphrasing. Do you feel bad for the people that you basically screwed along the way? And she's like, tell me who it was and I'll tell you if I feel bad. Okay. So now in 2019, she actually gets prison time. Oh, damn. Right? Now she's actually having to face the music. It's like, so where are we now? Now she's moved into a new block, okay? So she's been in this 30 block of creating this fantasy world, right? So that goes from age 0 to 27. This one goes from 27, 36, 40 through 54. Okay, so from 27 through 54 now, she's in a 7 of Cups. To me, this is dreaming and scheming. I don't think she knows how to pull herself out of the game. I just don't. At some point, let's see, when she hits 36, she's going to go into the Fool. And I don't know, judging from her past, this is a master number 22. It's a 4 number vibration, meaning solid foundations, building things, but you've got a 22. 22 is give and take, okay? But in the unbalance, it's either take and no give or overgive and not receiving. What do you think Anna's path is going to be? I don't know. In my opinion, it's going to be being a dumbass who goes and does the same fucking thing that she did before without learning. That's the way I feel about it. And this one, I know this number really well because it's my life lesson and it's my outer personality. If I don't have something that helps me focus, I am fucking everywhere. But with this chick, with her ability to scheme and plan, she's going to take that 4 vibration. She's going to build a new plan. She's going to use the 7, because this is a 47, to use her brain to create a new scheme, a new plan with huge, sweeping consequences of the 11. This is an 11. So 47 breaks down to an 11. This number being my life lesson, I like to dream in sweeping, big, huge terms, but bringing that into reality and actually making it happen is a real challenge for me, but not for this chick. So I don't know. Right now she's sitting in an ICE detention center. And here's the thing, when I look at her, I can't pick her out of a group of 5. It's like she's a shapeshifter. Like when I look at the girl in court, her hair's all like thin and she's a mess. And then I look at her on the 60 Minutes interview and she's all like, her face is filled out and her hair looks nice and she's wearing makeup. She looks like 2 totally different people. It's hard for me to put those 2 people together. Then you'll see her on the street and she looks like a mess. And I don't know, man. It's like, I think that she's dangerous. I don't think she ever had a good intention, ever. I think she lost her soul, her consciousness, everything. Like she's just got, I think she will want to succeed off of the hard work of other people, always. And she'll always talk these, and I think she's very convincing. I think she believes her own lies, and she has rehearsed it in her head so much that it's actually become her reality, and I think that's why she was able to convince people for such a long time that that's who she was. What are your thoughts? Because this story was kind of fascinating, because I'm like, well, what the fuck makes this chick tick, right? And without that link of how she grew up, it's really hard to find out, right? Because I don't know anything about her parents, and I can't background check people in Germany. So if you guys know anything like about dad's date of birth or mom's date of birth, that would be really interesting. So I think the world would be a better place if Anna kind of stays, quiet. But let me know what you think. Hey, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe and leave me a comment, because taking 5 months off did not help my channel. So it's not getting shared. It's not getting suggested. So I don't care if you say, you know what, bitch, your hair is ugly. I think you're an idiot and fuck you. I'm fine with it. I don't care. Anyway, hey, it was great seeing y'all again. Take care. Bye.